Hi everyone, Jacques here. Hope you are doing good. Today I want to talk about raise your vibration. So like we are all about law of attraction in this channel. We want to create the life that we want. We want to attract everything that we want. And in order to do that, you need to have a good vibration. So your external world is a reflection of your inner world. So your mood will play a big role about your ability to attract things or to repulse things. And I like to do that by colors. When you achieve vibrations, you have like, I don't know, like hundreds different variations, even more. But most of the time, you can know if you are in a good mood or if you are in a bad mood. And when you are in a low vibration, like this, you are vibrating here, for example, you will attract just only things that you do not want. So you won't attract money. You will have a lack of money instead. You will be single or you will be in a bad relationship. This is like, I don't know, like this is how I draw like a woman with a low vibration. I don't know, like miss etc. But flip it at it resonate. Like if you are a woman, then imagine that it's a man. You know what I mean? But just to say that when you are in a low vibration, don't expect to have great things. Because when you talk to people, when you say like, what do you want in life? Like, what will be your dream? And then they say like, yeah, I want like a $1 million home. I want to have a husband that is earning millions in his life, and I want to have child. I want to have a dream car, etc., etc. But then, uh, what they don't understand is they are not in the right state in order to attract that because they are not there. You know what I mean? Because before having everything that you want, you need to embody the person that you want to become. But then in order to get what you want, you need to raise your vibration and get rid of what you don't want in order to get there. So for example, if you are in a bad relationship, you need to end it. There is no other way to get there. You cannot have something right if you have something wrong, on the same place. You need to fix your the love for yourself. Because if you're on a low vibration, I'm 100% sure that you don't love yourself. And be truly honest. You don't like your life, you know what I mean? But you don't love yourself. Like when you look at yourself in the mirror, you will just only see the things that are wrong for you, you know what I mean, on your eyes. And you will think about what people say about you, what they think about your looks, what they think about your thinking, what they think about your art, etc. And I used to be this guy to care about what other people think about me. But when you put so much weight into that, that means that you are in a low vibrational. So you won't take any decision by yourself. You won't do anything good. And you will always have this negative self-talk about yourself, which is very dangerous and which is just bad. So you cannot like have things that you want if you are inside this state. But then, and it's very like a negative place, and I don't want to go there because this is not the way of life. And whoever you are, your destiny is to get abundance. When you are born with abundance, which means that you can attract anything that you want. But then with how you grew up, with who you are spending your time with, and with what you are consuming, then you started to lower your vibration. And everything starts with your family. Because sometimes your parents, they always want the best for you, but personality depends. Everybody has different experience. For me, like it was always the best thing. But the thing is, nobody is born as a parent. We all do mistakes, and nobody can be a perfect father or mother. And this is why they say like when someone is saying that I'm a good father, on reality he's not. Because if he thinks he is a good father, then he won't do nothing else to improve himself. So you don't want to think like you are the best father or the best mother in the world, or you are the best, you know what I mean? Because then you won't do nothing in order to improve the life of your child. You never want to think like you are the best. You have always room to improve. So and yeah, and then your parents will give you some chips or some things that will limit your belief. For example, like if you want them to buy you something, but they don't have the money. They will say like, oh, like money don't fall from the trees. Like, oh, I have no money. And then you will have this like mindset that you will develop over time. by this conditioning. And then it will be same thing on love. Like if you didn't receive like love like you should have, then it will be hard for you to give love to someone else, or to be honest with your emotions. Because for me, for example, it was hard for me to express my emotion, or maybe I was loving too quick, and it was my mistake, but I learned from it. What I was believing that was love, it wasn't, and I was with a narcissist, and I just discovered that like last few months, you know what I mean? Because your intuition and the universe will show you the reality, and which is great. But then this is the way, like, and now I had to work through it, and now like I'm okay with both, you know what I mean? I don't have any lack of mindset, for money, or I don't have the problem of expressing my emotions, because believe me that if I had this problem, I would not be here because I didn't want to show myself. I didn't want to say like, okay, what will happen if they judge me physically, or if they think like I'm not at the right place to give some information of things that I have learned, and then you go to the overthinking. So then you go through your head, you know what I mean? Which you don't want. You really want to think with your heart, to use your intuition and do the right thing. Because on life, like, you don't need to be the expert at anything that you want to do. You just want to be at one chapter ahead of the person you want to help, which is my case here. And because I want you guys, everybody, to get there. Like for me, a perfect world will be like everybody will be there, and then you will have no war, no nothing, because people will be self-sufficient, so they won't need nothing else in order to get what they want. And if they are like with someone, it will be like a pure love, a love that you will never experience if you don't love yourself. Because this will be like next level, and it will be two people that have so much love for themselves that, they have more love to give someone else, you know what I mean? Without getting empty, you know what I mean? Because they will always have love for themselves, and, an additional love, like it will be greater also, but it will be like pure honesty, etc. Like no tricks, no headaches, no, you know what I mean? Like we all been through there. But then anyway, so yeah, so then you have to change your mindset. You have to change many things, in order to get where you want to be. You have to raise your vibration, and as soon as you get here, which is a lot of work, I mean, it's a lot of work. I won't lie, but you need every day to raise your vibration in order to get there. Because once you vibrate at this level, then you are in a good place to attract money, to attract real love, to attract the car of your dream, the house of your dream, and the woman of your dream, or the man of your dream. But this will be like the place that you should just focus on, and leave like the lack, etc. on the past. Everything will start with your mindset. Everything will start with what you consume. And as soon as you shift your thinking, then you will be able to get where you want to be and focus on what is positive. And I don't say that negative things won't happen to you, but the way that you will deal with negativity will be totally different than when you were here, you know what I mean? Because I can tell you, like, when I was here, like, doesn't matter what will happen, I will be like stress, anxiety, even if people don't see it, because I'm good at not showing anything, out of my emotions. And I was thinking that I was bad at emotions, but in reality I was good, but I only understand that now. But when I had like some problem, I will be like with anxiety, I don't know how to deal with it, and it was messy, and I didn't know, you know what I mean? But now, even if I have a problem, I'm here. I don't have everything that I want, not yet, but I know that I will. But even if I'm not where I want in all the spaces that I have, if I have any problem, I will be okay to deal with it, and I will deal with problem with a smile, This is the thing, because I'm very like resilient, and I've been through so much that, people can do anything, can try anything that they want. I mean, nobody can stop me to get where I want to be. Nobody, no one, and I don't need no one in order to do something that I really want, or I will not seek advice into something. If I do, it will be like, with my wife, my future wife, and that's it. But outside of that, I won't need anything, because you don't want to get advice from someone who is not doing better than you on whatever advice that you need, you know what I mean? So this is like really important, and don't take advice from your friends that are in a relationship, and then you want to ask them advice, and they probably are not happy in their relationship as well, even if they show something different, like in public. So really, like, you really want to trust yourself. Like, you are your best friend. You are the best person that can answer to your response. You have your intuition. You have, like, if you're in the spiritual world, you understand that you do have some guides, with you. And your guides will just like act within your intuition. And you don't see them, etc. But every time that you have some things, it's not a coincidence. Like, there is no coincidence in the world. There is just like sign and synchronicities in order to help you get where you want to be, but in a safe way. Because they will show you like the red flag, but we choose to ignore it. Me, for example, for my ex, day one, they showed me like a red flag, but I chose to ignore it. And then I was in a relationship for 5 years, which like was terrible, to be honest. But now I learned. You know what I mean? I learned, and that's it, and I will never go back. Again, like, I won't go back to the red, you know what I mean? I just want the green, and that's it, you know what I mean? And if I don't have this, then I will stay totally okay, alone. I mean, and this is how, like, self-love is important. Because even if I don't have, I want these things, but I don't need these things. And law of attraction, everything, it's like that, you want something, but you need to not needing these things in order to attract it. Because if you want to manifest a car, for example, and then you say, like, I don't know, I want a Lamborghini. And then every day, like, you will check your phone, you will think about it, you will try to have it, and you are looking at time, etc. Then you are on the wrong place. Because, the universe will want to make you understand that you are totally okay alone. Like, you are enough alone. You are enough as you are. And you will see that when you will love yourself, you don't put so much care into other things. Like, for me, like, on priority, it will be love, you know what I mean? The rest, like, I always wanted to make seven figures, you know what I mean? But now, I, if it's happening, it's okay. If it's not happening, it's okay too, you know what I mean? Because I don't put so much importance, because I know that as long as I can pay my bills, it, correctly, and then be able to give some money and pay my rent, I'm okay, you know what I mean? And then I'm in a good place in order to attract everything that I want, even if I don't, because I don't need them, you know what I mean? So yeah. So basically, like, now that I explained that, the question is, how do you raise your vibration, daily? So you have many ways, in order to raise your vibration. The first one is listening to music. Music, it's really the thing that will raise your vibration, because some music can lend to some good emotions, things that you did live, in your life. But you want to be really careful about what you are listening to. Because again, and me, I used to be the guy who was listening, to sad songs, you know what I mean? Like Neo, I'm so sick of love songs, But then when you are listening to the song, then you are saying that, you are so sick of love song, but then you continue to listen to them. Or, like the song of Justin Timberlake, one of the last one, it was Selfish. I know I'm selfish, and every time I was singing that, like, I listened to the song like probably 1,000 times. But then, what do you think happened? Then you became what you say, you know what I mean? Or another one of Chipping, it's on this hill, I will die on this hill, I remember. Like, why, you know what I mean? Like, by thinking about it, like, I was like, man, I have a problem, you know what I mean? I'm crazy, dude. So, first thing first, like, you don't want to listen to songs that are not good for your mindset, because it's affirmations on reality. So then you listen to it, you listen to it, you listen to it again and again and again and again and again and again. So then what will happen is you will embody like the affirmations that they are saying. So you really want to be careful about like what you're listening. Me, I love to listen to Japanese songs, because I don't understand like so much about what they are saying. And most of the time, like, they are good and it's uplifting, songs. So I'm okay, but I try to not listen so much to, because my favorite like songs will be like, I love like R&B, I love like soul, rap a little bit, I love it, but it will be like further far, you know what I mean? But yeah, be mindful about what you listen. But music, it's a good way to raise the vibration. Then you have dance, which is really good. Dancing will make your emotions, will help you like with your emotions because you can dance to evacuate your stress, your angriness. You can evacuate everything. And when you decompose emotion, emotion means energy in motion. So an emotion is an energy which is stuck within you. So the fact that you dance, you will transmute this energy and get it out of your body. So, which is really great. Dancing is something really good, and you don't need to know how to dance or how to sing or nothing. You know what I mean? And by the way, about singing, but you don't need to know how to dance. You don't need to know how to sing. You just need to to do it. You know what I mean? Simply, like if you are driving, like put the song and then sing and then dance. You don't care, but these are very important. Another thing, you don't want to watch news. This is something that is created to lower your vibration. And there is some proof of that. Yeah, I stopped to watch news since like 2018 or 17. And it's one of the best decisions of my life. You don't want to watch news. And I think you should stop. If you are doing that, you should stop alcohol and drugs because this is things that are just like messing up with your mind. And this is a sign that you just want to escape your reality because the reality is shit. So then you want to escape your reality instead of facing your problems. So you really want to face your problems instead of going into like a la la land in your head, which is not right. I'm lucky I've never like drink or smoke, and I'm really glad that I didn't. But I know like these are bad decisions. And same thing, like one last thing, no one night stand. This is like you will say like what? But yeah, this is the truth. Like, when you sleep with someone, the thing is, again, you will generate some emotions, energy and emotions. And the thing is you will take the energy of the person with who you are doing with. And it's even worse when you know that something is wrong or you don't want to settle with this person because you are doing like energy exchange. And if you are with an energy vampire, which was the case for me, then they will take your energy and do the life with, and you will be like into the lack of everything. So you really want to be careful with who you are sending. And I remember, like, for myself and for many men, I mean, let's be honest here. And this channel is all about honesty and authenticity. Like, if you don't like it, you can leave it. But, as men, normally, like, we think that the guy who can sleep with hundreds and hundreds of women, he is really cool. He's the best, like, man, and he's so lucky, and etc., etc., etc. At least it was how I was thinking, because I was thinking, like, they are high vibrational, I mean, like, they get what they want. But on reality, this is like low vibration thinking. So they might like be more attractive than you, 100%. And I had some friends, who were like on a scale to 1 to 10, they were like 10, 10. We know like every time that we will go out, if they are here, we know that we cannot date anyone because there will be like the main focus on any girl in the room, which is reality. Like I had some friends who are sleep with more than 200, one with more 200, one more than 300, and this is weird. But then I tend to look at them as a model, which is really not good, which is bad because when you look on reality, my number, like if you're curious, like me, less than 10. But when you're looking at things, this is bad because you're sleeping with a lot of women, which you don't know nothing about their life. And if they're doing that, they are low vibrational because women with high vibration, they won't do that. You know what I mean? But when they are low vibration, they will do these kind of things, which means that it's not good for you. Then you will get the energy of hundred and hundred of women. And if you're doing with as many person, that means that you have a lack, but a big lack, you know what I mean? And this is when you don't want to go there. You really want to choose the right one. And one sentence from Naval, and I really love it. He said like, if you don't see spending your life with this person, then don't spend even a day with them. And this shifted my mindset. So then if I was sleeping with someone that I knew that I had not project, I cut everything out. I mean, I stopped everything, cut everything, and focus on myself. So then my energy was back at myself, and it's allows me to learn to love myself, to do things, from myself. And then I know that the next relationship will be a perfect relationship because it will be someone that have done the work like me, because I'm vibing like an high vibrational. So then what will happen is I will attract someone who is vibing like higher, you know what I mean? I won't be able to be attracted, by people who are not vibrating um at the same like level. And it doesn't mean that someone is low vibrational is not good, but it won't be a perfect match for yourself. Because at the end, it's free will. You can go whatever you want. But if you are going with someone who is not like vibing as you are vibing, then what will happen is you will go down. So yeah. So these are some examples about how you can raise your vibration, but you have a lot more than that. I want to keep it simple and just put some examples that you can implement right away. But when whatever you want in life, everything works with eliminations. People think like you need to add more things, but in reality, you need to remove most of the things, so then you can be able to do the right thing. So thank you for this video. Like, thank you if you are here still. Thank you very much for watching. Like, it's really give me strength. It's not easy. It's not a easy journey, but it is worth it. Again, like, I'm resilient, so I will go all the way through the end because I believe that I am here for that, helping people to get a better life, to love themselves, and to find their purpose and maybe like their love as well. So thank you for watching. Don't forget that you have my one-on-one call that you can schedule. You can find the link in my bio for free. We just speak like for 30 minutes, and then if I can help you, we can see what we can do. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I see a lot of people are watching, but they're not subscribing. So if you can subscribe, it will help me a lot. Like if you want to, yeah, like everything is free will. So yeah, thank you for watching. I love you guys, and I see you on the next one. Bye.